A raging fire in Buffalo has claimed the life of a firefighter. It's not clear exactly how he was killed, but there was a major blast at the scene described as most likely to be a backdraft as well as a collapse. Firefighters responded to the building, which housed a theatrical costume shop, around 10 in the morning. The fire commissioner says there was soon a mayday call. He says there was a structural collapse and firefighters had to evacuate. The first responders could not get to the firefighter who died.
Demolition of what remains of the structure was supposed to have begun in earnest by now, but has temporarily been suspended. And at a news conference today, the fire commissioner explained why.
Well, we initially began the demolition yesterday to get better access to hotspots, so the fire was not put out yet.
But the heavy equipment brought in to do the rest of the job sits idle. It is not tearing down the remains as was expected.
But that was the initial plan. After that, the ATF came on board, along with our other agencies, State Fire, our own fire investigation unit, and we decided, okay, now we've had further access to the building, hotspots are put out, and now we're going to preserve the building for gathering of evidence.
But the fire commissioner cautioned not to read too much into the presence here of the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives.
City of Buffalo Fire Department is still the lead investigation, our own fire investigation unit, but they bring a lot of knowledge, expertise, equipment, and funding to the fight as well. So their assistance is very welcome.
At this point, it appears firefighter Jason Arno was killed by collapsing debris. Among the things investigators are looking into is whether the collapse was triggered by a backdraft, which caused a fiery explosion, or if the collapse is what occurred first. The fire commissioner said the two events occurred almost simultaneously until they gathered the evidence they need to make that and many other determinations about the fire. This block-long section of Main Street will remain closed and off limits.
Yes, and we're actually looking at put some fencing up to assist the Buffalo PD in securing that scene. So it will be a while yet.
We were in touch again today with the building's owner, Chris Jacobs, who told us that until the investigation is complete, he felt it would be inappropriate to comment any further, while expressing his deepest sympathies for the firefighter killed and his family. We did see investigators re-enter the building a short time ago. I want to call your attention to something else going on right now. Tupper Street has been blocked off to traffic once again, and I'm not in a position to determine why that is, but we want to bring your attention to it because if you're coming downtown, you can see traffic is backing up on Pearl Street because Tupper is a main drag to get out of town onto the 33. So if your travel plans involve coming into downtown right now, you want to be aware that there's a bit of a backup here on Pearl. Reporting live in downtown Buffalo, Dave McKinley, Chattelton News. At this point, it appears firefighter Jason Arno was killed by collapsing debris. Among the things investigators are looking into is whether the collapse was triggered by a backdraft, which caused a fiery explosion, or if the collapse is what occurred first. The fire commissioner said the two events occurred almost simultaneously.
The fire that took the life of Jason Arno has been ruled accidental.
If you have an action that occurs, and then you have numerous links of the chain, and then at the end of the chain, a death occurs, I have to prove that not only the links of that chain are a direct correlation to the death, but on top of that, I got to prove that nothing came in intervening and broke the chain of the links.
The only tenant of the building was DC Theatrics, a locally owned costume shop. Flynn said the morning of the fire, contractors hired by the owner of the building and mostly vacant warehouse arrived to do brickwork. When they got there, they used